Hello and welcome to this first and probably last episode of Barely Edible. Today we're going to be making hamburgers. The first thing we need is minced beef, and then we also need some other shit. Now here at Barely Edible we are professionals, so make sure to wash your hands before you start. The first thing to do is to add your minced beef to a bowl. Here I used half a kilo, which is about 1.5 fuck you for the American viewers. After the minced beef, we're gonna add some eggs. So there's 1 egg, and there's 2 eggs. Once we've salvaged the eggs, it's time to add a little bit of milk. I said a little bit. Alright, so now you wanna start adding some mustard. So there's 1 teaspoon, there's 2 teaspoons, and then you wanna add another half a teaspoon of mustard. Then we add some cumin. Be careful, cause pretty strong. Then you want to add about 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder. More makes it more spicy, less makes it less spicy. And then for the main powder we want to add 1 teaspoon of paprika. And 2 teaspoons of paprika. And 3 teaspoons of paprika. Thank you. And then you think to yourself, is there a 4th teaspoon? Of course there's a 4th teaspoon. After adding all the ingredients we want to start mixing them. And through the power of editing, I've done that right here. Now that everything is mixed a bit, we want to start adding breadcrumbs to the mix. You'll know you'll have added enough when everything turns into a ball. Now you want to divide this ball into smaller balls, which eventually become your burger patties. Here, after hitting the big ball, it splits itself into 10 smaller balls. These balls can be seen as children, and if you nurse them properly, they will grow into adult burgers. Now you may have noticed that there are only 8 burgers here, as 2 were given up for adoption. Make sure you've not grown attached, as we will now move to the grilling stage. Sprinkle some salt and pepper over the burgers and then turn up the heat to something that'll cook the burger, I guess. Now right before the burgers are done, you may want to add some cheese to melt over the burger, if that's what you like. When the cheese is melted, we will move to the assembly phase. The first thing I add here is a store-bought bun, as I was too lazy to make one of my own. Now you may have noticed that this is a different camera, and the reason for that is fuck you. I like to start building my burger by first adding a whole leaf of lettuce. And I like to add mayo at this stage to act as a bit of glue for the onion that goes on top. After the onion I add some tomato, even though I believe that tomato itself is the most disgusting fruit this godforsaken space rock has ever seen. Well, tomato and overripe papaya. On top of the tomato I will now add the burger itself, and yes, I did move the plate back a bit in a futile attempt to increase the low quality of this video. After this failure I added some pickles, and as a final touch I squirted some curry or spicy tomato sauce on top. But only Dutch people will really know what that's like. After the burger is done, it is of course time for a little taste test. And of course it is fucking delicious, as I was the one who made it. Thank you for sitting through this video.